Hello everybody, I wish you are all fine. Third prep, we are going today to discuss the questions of the chapters, okay? I'm going to explain each question to you of the novel A Tale of Two Cities, so please try to concentrate with me. If you have any questions, you can send me on the WhatsApp, okay guys? So let's start. You have acted as if you like me, but I don't think you do. Darnay or Darnay said this to Carton. Who is Carton? Carton is the lawyer's assistant. Who is the lawyer? He is Mr. Driver, an Englishman. Also, Carton is an Englishman. Darnay is a French citizen. Okay. After the trial, Carton and Darnay went to dine together. They went to eat dinner together. Darnay thanked Carton for saving his life in court, but Carton asked him if he thought he liked him. Darnay was surprised and said that Carton acted as if he liked him, but actually he didn't. Carton didn't like Darnay. Okay. Carton saved Darnay's life for the sake of Lucy and to help Mr. Stryver to win the case. The case in the court. It's a case in the court, okay guys? So, although Sydney Carton would never be a lion, what is the meaning of lion? Lion who takes everything, who takes fame, who takes the money. He is not going to be this lion. He is actually going to be just the one who helps others, like Stryver. He has Stryver, okay guys? Okay. Sydney was a man of great talent, but he lacked the character that would make that talent work for his own advantage, but for the advantage of people like Stryver. While Stryver gained money and fame and popularity, Carton gained nothing. Carton was given little money by Stryver. In spite, he is the man behind all the work of Stryver. He is the one who is solving the cases of Stryver. However, he does not take anything, okay? Although he was the one who did all the work and was behind Stryver's success. Okay, next question, number 11. I'm a disappointed man, sir. I care for no man on earth, and no man on earth cares for me. These words were said by Stryver. These words were said by Sydney Carton to Charles Darnay. We said before that you can say Darnay or Darnay, okay? Both pronunciation are correct. When they were dining together, when they were eating dinner together, Carton was feeling very depressed and low-spirited. Why was Carton depressed? Because he believed that he was unlucky man. He believed that he had no one to love him, to care about him, and he believed also that Darnay had everything. How? How can this happen? Okay, Darnay was a French teacher. He had friends. He was a good-looking young man. He was with a good social position. Okay, guys? So we have here different things for Darnay from the point of view of Sydney Carton. Okay, guys? So again, Darnay was a good-looking young man with a good social position and was beaten by Miss Manette. Miss Manette is Lucy Manette, okay? Beaten, yani she was scared of being guilty in the court when he was accused of being a spy, and she was testifying against him. Okay, she was unwilling to testify. That's why she beated him. While Cotton was an unlucky man who worked hard but got nothing in return. Okay? Are you following? Okay, guys? If you aren't, tell me. Okay. Chapter 5, Hundreds of People. Okay, we are now moving to the life of Dr. Manette. His new life in England. He was completely changed. He lived peacefully with his daughter, Lucy. He lived in a quiet house. He was recovered and returned back to practicing medicine. He was earning a lot of money from practicing medicine. He was very happy for living with his daughter. He was actually satisfied, but sometimes he had certain fits that made him not live in his real world and go to live in the world of his prison. Okay, he lived sometimes like this. Touch that subject, and he instantly changed it for the worse. Comment again. Touch that subject. Which subject? Which subject do they mean? Of course, subject of being put in prison. Why? Why? Because no one, no one, no one knows why was Dr. Manette put in prison. So, touch that subject. It was said by Miss Frost to Mr. Lorry. Miss Frost, Mr. Lorry, even Lucy didn't know why did they put Dr. Manette in prison. So again, Mr. Lorry here is asking Miss Frost, did he tell anybody that the reason that he was imprisoned? So she answered, nobody knew anything. When the latter means Mr. Lorry, the last one who she is speaking to, it's Mr. Lorry. When the latter asked her if she had ever heard the doctor mentioning anything about his prison days to Lucy, she answered him saying that the doctor was afraid to talk about the whole subject. It was a scary thing to talk about his prison days. So they avoided to talk about it since he was scared, okay? So he would lose his mind once again. He was afraid, the doctor was afraid to talk about the whole subject. The doctor was afraid to speak about things which made him feel great injustice. The man was really treated in an unfair way. He was really afraid to talk about this. Shall we ever see such a night again together? This was said by Mr. Lorry to Sidney Carton. Charles Darnay was saying goodbye to them. Okay. All of them were in the house of Dr. Manette. Okay, who are them? Mr. Lorry, Charles Darnay, and Carton. They were visiting Dr. Manette at his house, and of course visiting Lucy. Okay, so Mr. Lorry is saying goodbye, is telling them goodbye, good night. The night was terrible. That's why he is telling them this. Dickens here. Who is Dickens? Our novelist. Dickens is our novelist, the one who wrote for us A Tale of Two Cities. Dickens here hints that these people will see a worse night than that they have seen that night. There was a storm, and the sound of the rain sounded as an echo of the footsteps of people who were to come into their lives. This storm will be the French Revolution, which is going to be bloody. for the nobles. This so may be the French Revolution, which will affect their lives. Whose lives? The life Charles Darnay, Sidney Carton, even Mr. Lorry, Dr. Manette, and Lucy Manette. Okay, guys? So it's going to be the French Revolution, this is told. Again, in chapter 6 here, we have the Marquise was riding in his carriage, and the driver was careless. The driver of the Marquise was careless, and he moved, and he killed a child. This child is Gasper's child, actually. Who is Gaspard? He is the one who wrote the word blood on the wall of St. Anthony Street. Okay, and now his child is dead. His child is dead under the wheels of the Marquise's carriage. Devorge, Monsieur Devorge, tries to comfort Gaspard by saying it's better for the child to die quickly rather than to live in hunger. Of course, you all know that Paris suffered poverty, hunger, misery, and injustice at that time. Here he is hinting to the great injustice that Paris and the people and the poor people were suffering, a life full of pain and sickness. Okay, guys. Here we have it's extraordinary. Time. Okay, it's extraordinary to me that you people cannot take care of yourselves and your children. After killing the child, the Marquise, who was inside the carriage, that its wheels moved on Gasper's child, is accusing the people of Saint Anthony of not taking care of their children. It's very funny. You see, how come he got out of his carriage? No, he opened the window of the carriage and said, "Why don't you care about your children? Come on, or yourselves. You are careless people." He didn't say sorry. He didn't say, "Of course my driver is wrong." Nothing. He said nothing of this. He just talked in this way. It was said by the Marquis to the people of St. Anthony after his carriage had killed Gasper's child. He was so angry. He was the one who was angry, not the father of child, and blamed the people for being careless and couldn't take care of themselves or their children. And he asked the driver, "Are the horses okay?" He asked about his horses, if they were fine. He was more concerned about his horses than the child's life. Okay, guys? Okay. Discuss the opposing opinions of Charles Darnay and his uncle. Okay, we are going to stop at question number 2. Then we are going to complete in another lecture. So let's stop here. If you have any questions, you can send me them. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for your listening, and goodbye. Okay.